this is coming from our heart. This is not coming from somebody asking us to do this. We believe that this is one of the most important conversations we can have right now.
We want to invite you on a journey.
Yeah,
a conversation. This isn't just for us.
Hey, how are you? Thanks for joining us today. We are super excited for our big announcement.
Woohoo!
Or fun announcement. I don't know.
It's going to be a big announcement.
It is.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. We're not going to tell you quite yet because then you would leave. Right. We don't want them to leave. So anyway, as we always do, we want to just welcome you first of all, and then just walk through some of the ways that you can find us. And after you hear what you're going to hear today, this is going to be even more important, right?
Oh yeah, we're going to want everybody to share this.
Yeah,
it's going to be neat.
Absolutely. We're excited. So first of all, I think by now, if you are a returning viewer, you know that I have a YouTube channel. That's really kind of how all this started. Right. Was the Lord leading through YouTube. We even talked about that some last live stream, why that happened, because that's where people are. So the Lord has really kind of laid it on my heart that that's where we should be. So why is that important to you? That's important to you because some of you are watching on YouTube. Some of you are watching on Facebook. But if you go over to my YouTube channel, you will find these there. And that's really the easiest way to share them. If you're sharing them on Facebook, you can share them through our page and those kind of things. But it's also really easy just to share the videos through my YouTube page. Also, if you're watching and you have enjoyed this content, I would love it if you would come over to my YouTube page and just follow along. Scott's there with me a lot, and we actually have some more things that we're working on outside of Resilient Conversation.
Yeah.
And
I appreciate just the other day you put up a thing on worry and anxiety. Right. And very timely conversation. So there's a lot of really very important things for us to consider that you put on there as a pastor, right, to your people, but then also to ministers to so many more.
Whoever will watch, right? Yeah, I started it for my people, but we really want people to watch. It's my opportunity to share what's on my heart. So jump over there and subscribe if you would. That would be great. That would encourage me, but also it's just a great way to be able to share the conversations that are happening here. Next, we move on to Scott, right? Scott has a Facebook page that really is focused on mission.
Here in Northern Michigan, a place for people to connect, to hear about what God is doing, and then also to hear some events or things that we're doing for training with Awana.
So Awana is doing a lot right now. By the way,
we're busy. Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Yeah, and maybe I'm stepping out of line. We encourage not just Awana leaders to be a part of this conversation, right? So certainly. If you're watching and you're not, here's what I would encourage you to do. I'm sure Scott wouldn't mind if you jumped in that Facebook page as a youth leader, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I know that there's things that Awana does. There's things coming up that would bring value to you, even if you're not in Awana.
Well, and the one thing that I really talk about when I connect with people is we're stronger when we're together, right? And so these Facebook pages, these connections are really good so that we can grow together, that iron sharpening iron, right? And help us become better and more successful at reaching kids of the gospel and making resilient child disciples.
Amen. Which leads me right into the next one. This is where probably most of you have found us. And here's where we want to park just for a minute. Yes, we have a big announcement, but before we do that, someone commented after last live stream, and the comment was, it was right where my heart is. They said, I think it was your mom, Scott, that said,
my grandmother possibly.
Okay,
right,
somebody, they said, I wish more leaders would watch this. And we would agree, not because it's us.
Right. Yeah. Nothing special about us, right?
Special about us. But we are so convinced that this is such an important conversation that we want more people involved. So first of all, we want to ask you, please share this with people. Share this with your pastor. Share this with your youth leaders, your kids ministry leaders, your Sunday school teachers, parents. It doesn't matter.
Right, exactly.
I mean, you guys that are around and have been a part of this, you know the impact this can have and the people this can help. So please bring them in and have them share this. But then, as we have said so many times, we want this to be a valuable place for you to land besides just live streams. We want this conversation to continue.
And again, it's a conversation, right? We right from the beginning, we said, this is not about us and our conversation. It's about engaging. And so you'll find if you go back and you watch the previous ones, chapter 1, and now we're in chapter 2 of the Resilient book, it's engaging people. Like, ask a question in the comments,
right?
And then we can engage even beyond.
Post a question or post a blessing.
Yeah. And last time we had people sharing testimonies, and
great.
It was just really incredible.
We have said many times, we are not the experts by any means. We are not the experts. So we want you to help jump in, make this a conversation. Please, if you've got prayer requests, something coming up and maybe that's on your heart for a Wednesday night, I want to drop it in there so we can be praying. If you've got questions, maybe you're just reading the book and something jumps out and you've got to tell somebody. Tell us, right? Yeah. And that way it can be an encouragement to others. Our goal is to grow this to be a landing place for you, not just a live stream thing. So, yeah. All right, Scott. Well,
again, we have some big news.
We have big news. We're excited about this right here on our show, our podcast. What do we call this thing?
What is this called?
It's everything, right? It's a live stream show, I guess. Right.
Podcasts.
But you can find it on my podcast, by the way. We didn't tell you that, but if you prefer podcasts.
I've had some people say, man, it's like a radio show,
I think that's, maybe what we're going for. I don't know. We just have fun.
We do have fun.
And you guys are, you guys are the ones stuck watching it. So, this is a blessing. We look forward to these. And this is something today that we're going to share with you that we really want you to share with other people. We are just, do we want you to tell other people? I think I'm a little blown away by this in a sense, that we have this opportunity because we've said we're nobody, right? We're just a couple of guys that started doing this, but by God's grace, I think in just a really unique opportunity, we have some.
Well, cool and I want to make some clarification for my family members. This is not an announcement of new family members coming into the Connor family. All right.
Nor here.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure this. Okay. So this is not that kind of announcement. All right. Just to kind of put that out there, put some of you at ease,
Right. Nor are we switching ministries. No, we're not going anywhere. Lord willing. All right. That's not in the plans. All right. Are you ready, Scott?
I think I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? This is a big announcement.
Let's drum roll this thing. All right. Are you ready?
Here we go.
All right.
The announcement is
big news.
We have a special guest with us, April 13th. On this show or podcast.
Okay, stop. Stop. Get your calendar. Write it down
right now.
Get your calendar. Write down April 13th. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, the time is drastically different than the normal time.
That's right. It's in the evening.
We're trying something different. Yeah.
Yep. We're going to try to reach a different crowd.
Yeah. Right. You guys, a lot of times you get on here, but 7:00 on the 13th,
we have with us. You ready?
I'm ready. We already hit the drum roll.
Should we do it again? Valerie Bell.
Yes.
Valerie Bell is going to be with us, and she's going to share some time with us, and we're so excited about that. Awana CEO really doesn't need an introduction.
No,
right? She doesn't.
No.
And so we're really looking forward to our time with her on the 13th, April 13th, 7 p.m. And she's going to connect with us on chapter 1 and chapter 2.
Chapter 1 and 2. As you guys know, we did not finish chapter 2 last live stream. The intent was to go on. Here's what we want you to know, though. There will not be this will be the only, we might jump on again, but we're not going to have a chapter discussion this month because we had to, when she said, hey, I'll be in, we want to get her in. We want to get her a part of this chapter. What we're going to try to do through the month is even give you guys what we kind of call micro content. We did that a week or two ago. We'll just maybe cut up some of our live streams and give you little bits and pieces.
Yeah, because originally we did say we were going to do this month to month, right? So this is just a special opportunity.
Yeah, so we had to take it,
and a very timely to bring her into the conversation in chapter 2. She wrote. Here, let's do this, right?
Yeah, this
is Valerie Bell.
I guess we would call her co-author, right?
Of Resilient.
But
so she wrote the first segment, first section of Resilient, and so the chapters we're talking about really are coming from her and research. So yeah, that's
Rich. No is my answer there. No.
Wow, Pastor Josh, he's another kid. Oh my goodness.
I'm good. I'm happy with the ones I have.
That's right. Well, I really appreciate Valerie. You know, I've been able to hear her speak on several occasions, and she is, you know, well known. And she really brings heart to the conversation.
Yeah.
And I love that about her, and transparency and humility. Just looking forward to bringing her in and engaging with her in this important, very important conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that we want to talk to her about, and it's kind of interesting because I mean, most people probably know we've told the story enough, but you gave me this book before COVID, I think, was really even thought about.
Right.
I just didn't have time to read it. And then,
well, I remember like I got the books and I'm like, this is Pastor Josh. This is where you guys are at.
Yeah. And for that, because of that discipleship heart, it was during our shutdown that I was able to have some time to read this book. And I remember thinking as I read this book that 2050, 30 years out, you know, that's what this book is talking about. We would have had no idea in the world when this book was written. But as I was reading it, I was thinking, well, we couldn't have even figured out that a few months later would look like this. So we want to talk to Valerie about that.
Well, to hear her perspective. Okay. This was written pre a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
Not just the pandemic, but I mean, we've seen a cultural shift, the seismic shift that's talked about in the book happen in such a radical way. So I'd love to hear her perspective, and we're going to talk with her more about that. But, you know, Valerie Bell, I'll be honest. Okay. When I hear her speak, there are times where she shares some stories and I kind of get emotional. I'm that guy, you know, my wife and I go to the movies or whatever. We watch something sappy and I'm over there bawling my eyes out. And so when Valerie shares her, she's like, he's always like, what are you doing? Okay. Why am I not crying? And you're the one. Actually, I caught her the other day. We were watching something and she had a little tear. I was like, yes.
Yeah, I'm always the one that
anyways, Valerie's stories, they just again engage the heart. And when she talks about her grandson, right, in that first chapter, and we didn't really get to talk about that a ton in our first podcast, but you know, she shares her story about her grandson and you know, struggling to survive, remember failure to thrive, and then that whole "I want you to love Jesus for the rest of your life," you know, conversation, and that just grips me. And then she also further in the book, and we're gonna have time. We'll get there in the future, but you know, talking about fire carrier, and some of these really big
that one hit me. Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah. And then that loving, caring adult that she talks about her neighbor and her grandma. I think it's Grandma Wheaton that really had an impact in her life, and boy, gripping. So really looking forward to her joining us. I'm talking loud.
No, you're fine. I noticed that we have a few more viewers popping on. So if you guys missed it, I figured I'd throw this back up because this is the reason we jumped on here today was to let everybody know that Valerie Bell is going to be with us April 13th at 7 p.m. That's when we're doing our next live stream as we talk through the book. So this is why it's so important. This is why we took the time to let you know where you can find all these things and how to share. Please share, and then make sure that we're pulling in. It would be great to get a good crowd out for Valerie. People are not going to want to miss it. The good news though is if 7 o'clock doesn't work for you, as always, you can watch the replay anytime you want.
Certainly. And, you know, get the book if you haven't yet. We walked through chapter 1 and chapter 2. We got about halfway through chapter 2 and we're like, wow, there's a lot here.
Yeah.
So look forward to continue that and bring Valerie Bell into that conversation. And so, this is exciting.
All right. Well, that's all we have today.
Yeah,
that's it. But thanks for jumping on. We appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you on the 13th. Maybe if we do it now, we commit to it. We might jump on. No, we'll probably do just a video, won't we? We want to keep this in front of you guys. So however we do that,
we'll keep connecting. But please share. Please share. Get the word out. Join the conversation. And again, this is a conversation. It's not about us. And we really fell into this working through Resilient. Looking forward to it to continue the conversation and really kind of gripping stuff here in chapter 2. to talk about. So I'll give you a little teaser there, but I'm looking forward to it in our conversation with Valor Bell.
All right. We will see you later.
All right.
Thanks for jumping on. Make
Bye,
sure
guys.
you share this with other people. Bye.
Bye.